and I want to introduce you all to Chris Mark, our Chief Technology Officer. Chris, take it away.
Thanks, Daria. Very pleased to have all of you with us today. Some names I recognize. Hi, Ben. And some names I don't. Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, we've got a couple things to share with you, and I have a live demo of Mate to share with you guys today as well. So, quick product overview for those that are new to Bond. Our flagship product is the BondBridge Pro that connects RF devices to the smart home with a focus on shades and similar products. We have a Sidekick wall switch we've had for a while. Mate Pro is our latest product that kind of builds on the success of Sidekick, and it's a lot smarter, as we'll get into. Breeze Pro gives you peace of mind for operating your outdoor products when it's windy to help prevent damage. And for filling out the outdoor offering, we have Firefly, a 12-volt lighting dimmer, and Shield Pro to help protect BondBridge Pro when installed outside. Not going to go into a lot of detail here on the existing products because I want to go really deep on Mate this time. But if anyone here is new, has questions about BondBridge Pro or Sidekick, if you're curious about these things, please throw something in the chat. Happy to jump back and go into more detail on these existing products. But I want you guys to keep coming back quarter after quarter for new stuff. So we're going to zoom in on what's new here. We do have some new technologies on Sidekick, relatively new: Bofu, Forest Drapery Hardware, and Alpha Motors, particularly for our customers in Australia. I know Alpha is quite popular there, and we're pleased to now have it in Sidekick. Breeze Pro has been out for a little over a year. The key feature here is that you can set a wind threshold right in the app for triggering, let's say, lifting up some screens that are sensitive to over 30 miles per hour. And you can do that right through the app, and you can see that the sensor is working by checking with the app even when you're away from home. And it gives you peace of mind that it's going to work versus traditional sensors where to test it, you really have to like go in and shake the device physically to see that it's all hooked up. So these are just some of the motorization brands that we support. There's some more recently added names on here, one of them being Vertilux. And on integrations, relatively new ones here are Vantage, Crestron Home with a new driver recently made available by Chow Mein Soft, and Acubella, who took it upon themselves to build an integration with our API. This is Mate, MT1500. This is a universal remote control for shades, screens, louvers, etc., designed for the outdoors. It has 15 channels, and you can scroll through the channels with those right and left buttons. And it works more or less like any 15-channel RTS remote or for another technology that you might be familiar with. We've tried to make it more or less work like existing remotes, but with optional additional smart features. So here you're seeing what it looks like to label a channel with a name. We have forthcoming silicone bumpers. This is just they may look slightly different than depicted here, allowing some customizability and a little bit of additional protection, particularly for dropping it. And it's really our most ambitious product to date. We've built in a LED matrix that's invisible when you're not looking at it, well, when it's not turned on. The waterproofing to keep out the rain, the wet. It's powered by replaceable AAA batteries. We ship with Duracells, but you can put lithium primary cells in there for optimal battery life, particularly in cold climates. Moving along here. So it's a universal remote. That means that it will work with pretty much any shade motor technology. Many of them are built in directly, like Sidekick, so you can control RTS, ARC, Gaposa, and also the recent BTX motor offerings directly from the handheld remote control. It also works with the bridge. So I want to be really clear. This is a remote control. It works perfectly fine standalone. You don't even need to use an app. But the way we've designed this product is that if you choose to use the app, you're going to get an even better remote control experience, being able to name those channels. And in just a minute, I'll walk through exactly how that works. And if you choose to add a bridge to your installation, a Bond Bridge Pro, you get even more capabilities, such as being able to use some of those buttons to control other devices in the home or pick up that ceiling fan or heater that you may have in that outdoor space and bring it all together in one remote. I'm going to skip this slide here. I'm just going to rather show you live how this setup works. Okay, so over here on the wall, I have Mate installed. Mate comes with a magnetic base. And it's operating here out of the box as an RTS remote. I'm going to grab hold of this. And we're going to get this added right now into the Bond Home app because everyone here probably knows how to pair one of these remote controls with a shade. I'll show you the new part. So I already have a couple devices added into my Bond account. Particularly these shades behind me, which are Hunter Douglas PowerView shades. I have these integrated using our PowerView Gen 3 integration and the PowerView Gen 3 hub that's sitting off screen. So in particular, we could go in here and like turn on the lights from this Aura shade, and you see the light turn on back there. So I'm going to show you how we can integrate PowerView, our like most ambitious integration. This is just what I happen to have set up behind me, but this could apply to the BTX offering or to RTS or really anything else. So we're going to come in the app and press plus. I'm going to scroll down and select Mate, a new option from the bottom. And it now asks us to identify which mate we're talking about. So I'm going to hold down on the up button as instructed in the app. And now, after 2 seconds, welcome to Mate. It's now identified that this is the one that I want to add right now. I'll hit continue. Okay, that's a shame. Let me see if I can pull something up for later. I'll run through the presentation. I have good news. My colleague has brought another Mate remote over. With the correct firmware version on it, not just something I pulled off my desk, and I could proceed with a demo here. I'd love to show you guys.
Let's do it.
So the first screen we see here is allowing you to select technologies. So you can, in the app, say, hey, I want actually everything to be Rollei's Acmeda technology. I can select that for channel 1, hit apply to all, and program all of the channels to work with Rollei's Acmeda. I could also come in and change individual technologies. So I can come in with Mate here and select one of the channels like channel 1. I can press the number 1 and the number 3 button at the same time and come into a little menu. So if I didn't want to use the app, or if I just needed to make a quick change and select another technology, I could say change just channel number 1 to RTS. I hit OK, and now channel number 1 is RTS, while channel 2 through 15 are still configured for Acmeda. Is how we're going to connect to these motors back here.
Yeah, Chris, can you show how you can rename a channel with the Marquee, or you already have it?
Yeah, sure. So I'll show channel number 1 here. So I'm going to come into settings, channel details, and change the name on channel number 1 to Shutter. That saves. And now you see channel number 1 has this name of Shutter. And it will show up right here on the handheld remote. And we think that this can help to differentiate when you have all these different channels. As you see, very, very fast to change through the app. And this experience we're showing here is about to change. We have a really exciting new design our designers have been working on over the past couple of weeks that will launch. So by the time you get these in your hands, you're likely to see a newer experience.
And Chris, if you can go back to that screen of renaming, where we're showing the mapping to the manufacturer remote control. I don't think it doesn't show well on the screen here, but the idea is that different remote control for different manufacturer might have different button configuration, and we're showing in the app which button corresponds mapped to which button on the manufacturer remote control. So if you're using Somfy or Gaposa or Rollis and you used to use it, you don't have to figure out how to operate Mate. You just have to look at that mapping, and you now know which one is up, down, stop, which one is the pair button, and so forth.
Yeah, thanks, Zohar. Yeah, on the back of Mate, we have two buttons, a pair button and an auxiliary button. So pair is usually self-explanatory. There's like on Somfy, they call it a prog button. That's the pair button. And on Rollies, there's a P2 button, and that's your pair button. But on some other motor technologies, they have more than one button that you need for setting the thing up. And so we assign pair and aux as logically as we can so that this remote behaves as close as possible to the OEM remote. And the app will give you a hint as to what those how those work. As you can see here, I can see the battery level of the remote, and I can upgrade the firmware on it as we add new technologies and fix bugs like the one that was getting me earlier. All right, now I'd like to show you some of the smart features, things that you can do when you have Mate and a BondBridge Pro. So I'm going to change the technology just right on the unit here. I'm going to go to channel 0, which is my all channel. Hold these two buttons, change to, scroll up through all the available technologies to relay. Relay mode, like on Sidekick, is where Mate is not sending any RF signals to shades directly, but just communicating with BondBridge Pro to tell so that we can relay those signals from BondBridge Pro. This is what's needed when using a technology that works over IP, such as Mecco, Draper, Hunter Douglas, etc. So I'm going to come in here and assign what I want these channels to do. I'm going to take channel number 1 and assign it to Office Roller. Now, when I come to channel number 1 and I hit down, with any luck, the Office Roller behind me will come down. I can hit stop on that. So let me just set up these other ones. I'm going to come in and set up the TDBU. We'll set channel 3 to be the Aura. And we'll set channel 4 to be the blinds. Okay. Now, if I come to channel 3, I tell it to come down. We see Aura move. And if I come over to the all channel and I send it down, you'll see that that command will go out to each of these shades behind me. Now, these shades behind me, I'm using the Hunter Douglas ones as an example because they're rather complex. This Aura shade has other capabilities. If I come into the app, you can see that it has this blackout shade that I can bring down behind it. You can kind of see that moving behind me there. And it also has the ability to set a light and change a color temperature. This is not controllable, at least right now, from Mate with the up, down, and stop buttons. But we can program these buttons 1, 2, and 3 on the bottom to do any action on any device that's connected to your BondBridge Pro. This allows you to pull in those extra features of particularly an outdoor system like ceiling fans and fireplaces, etc. So I'm going to demo that with the Aura shade here. So we can come into Mate, say key 1. We're going to say light. I'm going to come into the Aura shade and say when I tap I moved through that very quickly. Let me just go a little bit slower. So I selected key 1. I want to trigger an action on a shade or awning, the family room or a shade. Continue. I want to trigger an action when I tap key 1, and I want to toggle the light. Okay. Now I have taken Mate, which doesn't know how to talk to these, doesn't know how to control lights natively, but by combining it with BondBridge Pro, I can okay, I'll show you something I actually tried before the demo. So I'll come into this TDBU shade. So the TDBU here, this actually, you couldn't tell, but this top rail here actually has the ability to move down. So I can come into the TDBU shade and say, set up a rail position to 25% and set TDBU lower rail position to 75%. With these TDBUs, there's usually a reason why somebody wants to set it up like this, whether it's to give some privacy, just to open up the top, or line up with your windows in a certain way. You want the TDBU to be in a particular configuration. And now I've set it up so that I just press 1 here, and well, what's supposed to happen, and rest assured we'll have everything working, is that the TDBU shade should respond to those commands.
Hey, Chris, do you want to talk a little bit about our plan for the future with Mate?
Sure. So as of right now, we're shipping with the ability to control your shades directly with Mate on basic motor technologies, and have this experience in the app where you can set up and name the channels. What we are working on right now is this ability to control what those key 1, 2, and 3 do. And we're going to overall improve this experience here to be a little more intuitive. That's something that we're going to be coming out with just in the next couple weeks and polishing these points up. Through the end of the year, we have a couple more things planned for Mate. So Mate is going to transform itself from just a remote control into a mini control system. The key feature there is schedules. So you will be able to program Mate to operate any of the devices that are directly connected to it on a schedule without the need for a bridge. This can be a schedule that's linked to a particular time of day, or it can be linked to a solar event like dawn or dusk, which is like by far the most common automation that people do with BondBridge Pro and shades is operating based on solar information. We have a bunch of other features that we're working on, but I think schedules is the most significant one. All right, moving on. Smart by Bond. So we have had a Smart by Bond offering for a number of years with ceiling fans, and we worked with after building ceiling fan support into our BondBridge BD1000 and getting a lot of ceiling fan users, we started to work with ceiling fan manufacturers to bring Bond technology inside of the appliance so that we have better end-to-end support. And this requires really closely working with those brands to build a great end product. We don't build something that's like an off-the-shelf chip that you can throw in. So we have this program where we're putting we're putting bond technology inside of motors, and really the key reason for this is that we've worked with a lot of different RF control protocols for various motors. Most of these are one-way. Some of them offer a two-way control, but thus far we haven't really figured out how to make it work up to a really high standard. And we've opted to use what we found to be more reliable one-way control when working with third-party motor technologies. But we recognize that two-way control is something that really brings a higher level experience, being able to see battery level, charging state, and get feedback that the motor's actually moved, as well as various things that you want to do with groups, such as getting groups to all start synchronously, is something that needed some innovation in that protocol. So that's something we've been actively working on. We demoed and we were pleased to demo this technology with BTX at CEDIA. When motors have the Bond True Two-Way RF technology in them, you get a similar experience to what you know from Bond with some enhancements. So you see on the screen here, you can't see my mouse, but around the slider control, there is a gray, like a gray shadow that shows where we understand the motor to actually be. So this will update and show you that the motor is giving feedback as to its actual position. We also are working on more, as you see on the rightmost screen there, about setting top limit. We're looking to move more of the setup experience of motors into the app versus a remote control and a manual, because we find that that's usually a fairly frustrating point, or a point that has a lot of learning curve with motors. And we want to bring that into the app where we can do A/B testing, take your feedback, and tweak it, something that you really can't do when it's baked into a manual and with a handheld remote control. And we think it's just a lot more comfortable. The way this actually works is that the smartphone is able to connect to the motor over a Bluetooth low energy connection. And it's over that Bluetooth connection that motor can be commissioned. As of right now, our control experience is still through Bond Bridge Pro, because Bond Bridge Pro has the range, and it has the ability to act as a gateway into other control systems and into the smart home. So as of right now, our motors are not, Smart by Bond motors are not controllable via the app. It's just for commissioning. And in the future, we do anticipate building this technology in with PoE, as well as other kinds of motors. So yeah, very, very pleased to be working with BTX. And they're currently the only motor brand that carries the Smart by Bond technology inside. So definitely check them out. Quite a line of motors available from them. Earlier, I had mentioned a new driver from ChowMainSoft. So Crestron Home has been around for a while now, but it's been gradually gaining in popularity. It has a really nice user interface that's really a renewed look from previous Crestron experiences. And ChowMain built their own Crestron Home integration. This is not the first Crestron Home integration that we've had. Another individual, CP LLC, had built one before. But now you can get all your drivers for different control systems for Bond from one place, from ChowMainSoft, and I definitely recommend checking out their driver. I mentioned Acubella. They have a line of these nifty touch panels, this high panel, and you can now integrate Bond into them. And at this point, I would love to take your questions.
All right, so I see one question in here, Chris, for you. Going back to the mate, can you pair multiple shades from the same motor brand to the same channel without the app or bond bridge?
Without the app or bond bridge? Absolutely. Absolutely. You can in fact do that just like you can with a Somfy RTS remote control. You can take one channel and pair it to more than one device.
Great. Fanny also asked if we integrate with Brilliant. Now, I know that they approached us at CEDIA just a few weeks ago and are looking to do a direct integration with us. That might take a little bit of time, depending on how long it takes them to write the driver, but that is in the works.
Yeah, I'll be super transparent about how those integrations work. So we take the burden of building integrations to allow Bond to control all of these different kinds of motors that exist out there, and they keep coming up and we keep adding support for them. For control systems like Brilliant, these different control points, we don't do those integrations. Because we want to focus on what really our mission is making all of these different motors have one great user experience. So we build an API and have API documentation, and we share that with different parties. Brilliant is one of those parties, and we will get on calls with people. If anyone's building an integration with some new control system, we try to support them in making that happen. Some will prioritize more than others based on what opportunities are there. But it's not, anyone's welcome to build these integrations. Our documentation is out there, and yeah, look forward to working with Brilliant and others.
I believe you answered the question already, but it is worth sharing. The question was, if you already have a device set up on the BondBridge Pro and want to add a mate, can you simply link the mate to the BondBridge Pro, or do you have to set up that device on the mate separately?
Yeah, good question. So you can do either one. Given that if mate is going to be mounted and used within range of that device you want to control, then I would recommend pairing mate directly with the device, because it's just a good design principle to have the fewest points of failure as possible, right? So the control signal goes from mate directly to the shade. And mate informs the bridge. You do need to configure it, but mate informs the bridge that it's operated that channel, and so the state will be updated in the Bond app, even though the control signal is going directly to the motor. But if you want to set it up quickly, or it's difficult to access that motor, by all means, you can just go in and link, like I just showed now with the PowerView motors behind me. You could set up that link, and BondBridge Pro will relay the signal. It's also really, you have to do that if you have like a 3-story home and you've got multiple bridges and you want all of the shades on your interior shading products to operate based on control using the mate. You're probably not going to get whole home control from one remote control. So in that case, the relay would be most useful.
Happen to have any questions regarding the Smart by Bond motor, or want to try one, I'm happy to connect you with Ben from BTX. There are 1 or 2 people on this call that have asked questions directly about that motor, and so I'm happy to connect you. Does anyone have any questions about the beta program for mate that will ship out next week? So they're ready to go, and feel free to message me after the call if you have any specific questions about the mate as well. We're really happy that you all decided to join us today, learn a little bit more about our products, our integrations. And if you have any suggestions, or if there's anything you want to learn more about on our quarterly call for, I guess it's going to be in November, please let me know. It's because of our relationship with you all that we have developed and created these new products, and have championed some new integrations. Your feedback is paramount and really, really important to us. Well, I see no other questions coming through on the chat, so I want to thank you again for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next quarter. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And Fanny, to answer the question you just threw in there, yes, as of 12 months ago, we worked with every PowerView Gen 3 motor, every PowerView product on the market, including all of the Pirouette and Pirouette and all of those dual roller. If they operate independently, you can set them independently from the Bond app. And currently, Mate will only control the primary control surface, and you'd have to use the 1, 2, 3 buttons to configure the other ones. But those are things we may, we may give more capabilities there in the future. Stay tuned.
Thank you. Can you control other brands of dual shades other than Hunter Douglas? Like if I have a dual shade made with Somfy motors, can you do the same thing that you're showing here?
Yeah, absolutely. So if they're done with Somfy motors, they're probably like you pair the motors separately, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Then it would work. It would work perfectly. You just pair them as separate channels, channel 1, channel 2, and just name them separately. They won't show up in the app like this. That would be really cool, but they'll show up as just separate devices in the app.
That's what I'm asking for. I'm doing it like that, channel 1 and 2, but this is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, definitely yeah, take that as a data point. It's not the first time that I've heard that request for like merging 2 devices to make them behave as a like a single virtual device in the app with 2 different sliders. But we're playing a balancing act, trying to keep it simple. But definitely let us know if it's too simple.
Yeah, if I have like in this room, I have 4 dual shades, means that I have 8 channels, and now I have to name them front left, back left, front. You know, it's really it's a lot of channels. So this is really simplifies it. It'll be great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for speaking up. All right, really appreciate your attention today, guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.